What is up guys, Ali here for another Today in Retro video. For today's video, we're going to be talking about a very unique Japan-only Game Boy Color game called Zok Zok Heroes. This game has a really unique gimmick that involves motion controls and the Game Boy Color's IR functionality. So without further ado, let's get into it. Sox Akira Heroes was released on August 4th, 2000 for the Game Boy Color, published by a company called Media Factory. The game obviously only came out in Japan, surprise surprise. It's a turn-based RPG and it's based on Japanese morphing superheroes. So basically you can pick between playing as a boy or a girl named Ippei, hopefully I'm not butchering that, or Mina, which sounds familiar like another game, Pokemon Crystal that came out around the same time. Anyway, the gist of the story is that there's a superhero that crash lands in the front of your house, and they're injured after losing a battle with something called the Gayala Gang. Hopefully I'm not butchering that either. So your grandfather, who happens to be a scientist, sounds like, you know, Professor Oak, Professor Elm, Anyway, so your grandfather takes him in to study and then wants to try to replicate his powers. So then, in turn, you get powers and you're able to transform into a character called Bright Boy or Bright Girl, as well as multiple other heroes and forms. There were 72 unique hero forms that you could collect, gotta catch them all, each with their own techniques and stats, you get the idea. So your base hero form changes in stats and elements based on your most used forms, and it also evolves in power over time, which, evolving, Pokemon? Anyway, I swear I'm done with that. So you can switch back and forth between your hero and your civilian forms, and this also changes how NPCs react to you, and this is also how you can control random battles in the overworld. So I know so far this sounds like a Pokemon / like Power Rangers ripoff, but I swear this game is actually really cool, mainly because of this unique gimmick that it has, which is the main reason why I made this video. So let's get into that. So Zok Zok Heroes uses a toy peripheral that came bundled with the game called the Full Charger. So if you go and look up this game on eBay, you'll see this kind of larger box, larger than normal Game Boy Color games that were released in Japan. So for context, this is what a normal Game Boy Color game looks like if it was released in Japan. This is the size of the box. Obviously, it's pretty small. So yeah, this thing came with a giant toy thing that you wear on your arm, basically. So the Full Charger was bundled with the game, and the Full Charger is used to transform into the different heroes and the different forms in the game. This is basically the game's main feature and gimmick, and potentially why it's kind of so obscure. So to use it, you would slide your hand through this little Velcro strap on the Full Charger. So the device has two different buttons on it. There's one button to activate the motion controls and another to beam the information to the Game Boy Color through the IR port. And then there are also 3 red lights on the Full Charger. You would press the top button and then release it, and then the 3 red lights would flash. Then during that, you would need to move the Full Charger in specific patterns, which were called the cosmic characters, or literally called space letters or characters. So while the red lights are flashing, you need to move the Full Charger in a specific pattern for whatever form you want to transform into in the game. So once the movement is detected, the 3 lights will turn on, and then all 3 of them will light up. After that, the cosmic character is complete, and you can transmit the data to your Game Boy Color via the IR port. Basically, you swing around a plastic toy to activate the built-in accelerometer, and then that dictates a series of light pulses that's sent to the Game Boy Color. So without this peripheral, you can only fight in your base form in the game. So this peripheral, combined with the very Japanese style of this game, kind of explains why this game most likely did not come stateside. Also, the game is really difficult to emulate because of this peripheral. This screen is where emulators get stuck if it can't properly emulate the Full Charger. So next, I want to go into my thoughts on this subject and also just the importance of game preservation in general, especially with a weird, obscure game like this. So while researching this video, and kind of actually how I initially found out about this game, was through a blog that's dedicated to emulating really obscure games and peripherals by a user named Shonumi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. In his blog post, he makes a really good point about the importance of preservation, and I'm gonna straight up quote this because I thought it was really impactful and really important. Zok Zok Heroes is so far off the map, I don't think anyone has ever even legitimately attempted to preserve it. Like many other white whales of emulation, the underlying hardware is old and getting older. Zok Zok Heroes just turned 17 this month, so it's very important to begin work as soon as possible. Who knows how many functioning units are still available and for how long they'll last. As usual, there's an urgency involved. I'll stress the importance of documenting and archiving games, especially through emulation. As I said, it's been 17 years since Sox Zok Heroes first came out, and only today we're getting proper support for it. The company that originally made Zok Zok Heroes has long since been defunct, or they don't make games anymore, so no official entity has any intentions of reviving the game or at least making it accessible for future or current gamers. I feel like you can literally just replace Zok Zok Heroes with any old game that really hasn't been preserved or documented properly, because I feel like, when I've seen panels and videos about game preservation, it's like back in the day, companies didn't even think or bother to kind of keep this sort of stuff around. Like there's certain games where the source code is just completely lost, or some of the press materials, like we don't know what happened to them, so we have to scour the internet for it, stuff like that. And I feel like only these days is when people realize how important it is to preserve video game history, because it's just as important as other forms of media, So anyway, my rambling aside, I really seriously recommend that you check out the other blog posts that he's put up about emulating and preserving a lot of really obscure Game Boy games and peripherals. They're a really great read, and this video would not be possible basically without the information that I found there. So just for my personal thoughts to end the video with, the Game Boy Color is my favorite handheld, so I love the whole concept of this game, and I really wish it came over here because I feel like I would have really originally liked it when it came out. I think it's really cool to see what you can do with such limited technology, and I think this kind of goes to show, along with the other videos I've made, how much you can do with just a Game Boy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any other topic suggestions in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. I upload videos every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and I also stream over on Twitch every day at 6 p.m. Eastern as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, so I'll see you around. Bye!